Hey everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of Bob Boom. I'm your host, Bob, and we missed out on E3 just a little bit, or should I say I. I know I'm a little late to the party on this, but I actually do have a small list of things that got me, I guess, excited for this year and maybe even next year. Before I begin, I'd like to note that I've kind of slowly been turning into a person that appreciates the little things in life. So when I say that I'm excited for this, I'm not going to say that it's like a really big thing to get hyped for, but it helps everybody. For instance, Yakuza, Zero, and Kiwami, which is an HD remake of number one, officially got announced that they were going to PC. In fact, you can actually go on the Steam store right now and pre-purchase a copy of Yakuza Zero for less than $20 right now, and that is an absolute steal. Every single person, in fact, it's actually been three people now, three separate people have played Yakuza Zero at my recommendation, and they love it, and they've completely beaten it. They loved all the sub stories and everything like that in it, and they loved it enough to actually jump into Kiwami. So like it's a great entry game into Yakuza. It's actually a prequel to every single one of them. Jump into it now while you still got a chance. Uh, Devolver Digital announced Metal Wolf Chaos, which was originally an original Xbox game developed by a Japanese studio. And unfortunately, not a whole lot of Westerners got into it, but it's politics with that classic Japanese pizzazz to it. Imagine if the vice president was evil, and all of a sudden, he wanted to make a new United States, like a new world, and all this other kind of stuff. And you play as the president in a giant robot, fighting the vice president's giant robot, in a quest to take back America. Fantastic. I can't wait for that. That's coming out for PC. Uh, it's the little things. You got the same guys who made Yakuza are also made a Fist of the North Star game, and they just announced that that's coming to the West as well. And the West was never really big on Fist of the North Star, but take what you will from it. I've watched the entire anime, the old and the new, and I gotta tell you, it's enjoyable. I guess I kind of love main characters that are very stoic and quiet and just take care of business, and you're gonna get that a lot with Yakuza and Fist of the North Star. On the other hand, you also have releases like Resident Evil 2 being announced, completely remade, new engine. It's not just like some kind of HD remake or whatever. And I've never really been into horror games, not because they're scary, but because I kind of tend to find them boring. I mean, it really has to be like this built up kind of atmosphere thing, and you can't just keep relying on jump scares and things like that to make something spooky. That's not what spooky is. Spooky is just always this lingering idea that shit is about to hit the fan, or even just completely make a worse situation. So with horror games, I want to see something new. I want to see something different. I mean, sure, they may have changed up the gameplay and stuff like that, but based on the trailer, it looks like they're at least attempting to bring back some kind of like really ominous, dark atmosphere to the game. They announced the Just Cause 4. Ubisoft announced Just Cause 4. I wasn't a fan of Just Cause 3. It's kind of hit or miss, but Just Cause 2 I had an absolute blast with. Let's see, CD Projekt Red, Cyberpunk 2077. There's some people out there that aren't excited for it, and that's fine, but at the same time, I can see where they're coming from. Like, I want to see actual gameplay. For some reason, devs love just letting reporters do it and then just generating this hype machine where it's like, oh, well, we got to play it. Here's like our 3 pages about how we're talking about how we played it and stuff. And it's like, well, what if we just want to see that? Like, are you scared that it's really that broken right now, or a glitch might happen or something that you don't want to show it off? I want to see it. Um, based on what they've told us, it's from the same guys that made Witcher, the Witcher games and stuff. So if you're gonna be a fan of Witcher, you're probably gonna love Cyberpunk. But what they said was, it's not an FPS with RPG elements. It's an RPG with FPS elements. Okay. Not until I actually see it in action am I really gonna know what you're trying to talk about, unless you're just trying to sound different. Like I'm really trying to avoid any kind of marketing buzzword stuff, and that's what you really have to watch for with E3. Let's see what else. They showed off more gameplay for Spider-Man. Uh, it looks fun. I'm gonna say it right now. I'm probably gonna buy it. I'm probably gonna purchase Spider-Man. Swinging around in the whole city and stuff like that. All the different villains. It looks like it's going to be another fun Spider-Man game. And I can't remember the last time that I really sat down and I don't know, just kind of wanted to swing around and do tricks in the air and jump from the tallest building and try and play chicken with the pavement. You know, I just feel like I'm going to get that again with this game based on what I've seen. So I'm kind of excited for that. Another thing, I was never really a big fan of Devil May Cry. I did play games like God of War and stuff growing up, but Devil May Cry, I guess I never really entirely got on that boat. I know why people are excited for it, but I'm just adding that to kind of like the list because I know it is a big deal. Another thing, Doom Eternal. Now, Doom 2016 caught me by surprise. I didn't think I was going to like it. I didn't think I would really get that much enjoyment out of it because of the killing guys mid-fight, you know, like with the QTE, quick kills, and all this other kind of stuff. But when you actually play it and it's in motion and it's within your own hands and you're in control, it wasn't as bad. It didn't take away from the gameplay as much as I thought it would. And them dropping ammunition and health, it wasn't as much as I thought it would have been to I guess break the game or something. So Doom 2016 definitely caught me by surprise as something that I enjoyed, even though it was on sale when I bought it. So Doom Eternal, maybe might be good. I don't know. But what's been going on lately? If you have anything else that you're excited for, please go ahead and leave something in the comments. I'll try and get back to you. I try and read all the comments. I try and respond to anything that I feel like, you know, worthy of responding to on a certain level. Not unless you're just shit talking, then I'm probably just gonna ignore it. But lately, I've been trying to finally play Yakuza 6. I pre-ordered this game a month and a half before it launched. And then I had to wait for it because it got pushed back. And then finally, when it came out in April, I'm just now finally getting to it. And, geez, by Chapter 8, the story still just isn't going anywhere. I can see why Yakuza fans say that Yakuza 6 isn't the best in the series, but it's not the worst in the series. It's straddling in the middle. There's some really good, and then there's some really bad. But I'll wait and see until I actually beat it and I unlock more in the skill trees and things like that, and get that out the way. Steam sales going on right now. There's quite a few things for you to pick from. I have over 90 items in my wish list, and to be honest, I still haven't purchased. I can't find the time or the energy to play all of these games all over again. It's nuts. It really is just absolutely nuts. There were a few games that I did purchase. I purchased Abduction, which was made by the same guys that did Myst, and I've always been kind of, on some level, a puzzle game fan, so I'm going to try and beat that. Like I've recently beat all the Professor Laytons on 3DS and stuff like that, and until recently, I didn't realize that there was a Professor Layton on the phone. There's actually an Android game in the Google Market. It is a spin-off game, though. It doesn't have Layton in it, but it is a Professor Layton puzzle game. Like, full story and all. So, hey, cool. I'm down. There's a whole bunch of games on sale right now, absolutely balls to the wall. But like I said, if you're looking for something a little different, if you're looking for something that's like an action street brawler kind of, people tend to think that Yakuza is kind of like a Japanese GTA. It's not. It's not. There's no running around stealing cars and all this other kind of stuff. The only thing that's remotely close to GTA is, I guess, the general attitude that street thugs and stuff like that are gonna have. Like, it's completely different. It's not at all what you're thinking it is. So if you're interested, like I said, it's less than $20 right now. I think it's only 10% off, but that's off of a $20 price tag. So definitely pick that up. I'm gonna have to admit it. That's shilling. I am shilling right now. Like I'm shilling for Yakuza 0. Go play it. Absolutely. If there's, and like I said, if there's anything else on the Steam sale, let me know about it, and I'll take a look at it. Oh yeah, Gundam Breaker. New Gundam Breaker is coming out, isn't it? Jeez, I got so much. Ugh! There's too much to go through. There's way too much. So take it easy. You have a good one, and one of these days I'm going to update again. Promise.